Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Below the Line. I am Andres, but you already know that. By the way, thank you so much for listening to us. This is a interesting week. It sort of feels like a checkup or catch-up week for the summer blockbuster. Good new movies, but are they good? Find out. Superman making money. Harry Potter started shooting. Hey, Zach, how are you?
Hey, doing pretty good, man. To answer your question about catching up with summer movies, if they've been good or not to spoil anything, this week is not been good unless you've been having our show or watching it the last couple weeks. This week's movies, we're just gonna tear right into them.
I mean, this sort of felt like a week where the studios couldn't figure out what to put.
It's that gap week, honestly, between the two comic book movies. Like last week was Superman, and next week is Fantastic Four, and Superman's going to win the weekend again. Fantastic Four will win next weekend, and then that'll be the battle with Jurassic Park, rounding them out throughout the rest of July and maybe going into August a little bit. So.
I mean, Naked Gun premieres after Fantastic Four, right?
Yeah, but depends how well it'll do at the box office. I mean, the marketing's now starting to kick up for it, but I don't really know what's gonna happen in terms of all that jazz.
I mean, I even think the MCU marketing, it's been very interesting to hear them talk about casting Pedro Pascal and, I don't know. The marketing is super confusing and they've been showing so many clips on their YouTube that I sort of feel I've seen the whole movie by this
Well,
point.
well, not only that, if you go on social media reactions, it's just the same cut and paste they've been doing with the last couple movies. Like, oh, it's visually striking. This is the best Marvel movie since Endgame. This is like
You
right in
mean
the course. It's like, come on, guys, really? You mean
it is the
since?
best movie since the last Marvel movie?
Yeah.
Time
Is it
of
because
Critic?
Is it because Ironheart came out in between it? Is that why we're saying Marvel's back? I mean, you did the same
Uh,
thing when Captain America came out. You did the same thing with Agatha came out. You did the same thing with
with
Echo and
Thunderbolt.
Thunderbolts. Yeah. So,
To be fair,
guys,
Thunderbolts is a good movie in terms of what the MCU has been giving us.
yeah,
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm also kind of looking forward to today's episode because we are not tied to talking about a particular movie. I sort of feel for the last couple of weeks we've been tied to Superman, to Jurassic Park, and I sort of feel this is a nice midsummer catch up to see where we're at, how the industry is faring. I think, yeah, like there's been a lot of news, but also not a lot of news.
yeah.
Where do you want to start, man?
Well, let's start with TV because I think that's been impacted the most,
Ooh,
especially this week with the US defunding PBS and basically CBS giving the axe to the Late Show with Stephen Colbert and retiring the name. Those are pretty big in terms of what's happening and just showing not just how much the landscape is changing, but also just
changing.
how much power this administration is just taking over and really restricting and taking away from the masses. It's really just awful to see this happen in real time.
Well, I mean, PBS is going to affect documentary work without a doubt. When I was in Tribeca, multiple of the documentaries that premiered in Tribeca were funded by PBS.
Well,
One was about
not
the
only
first
that.
deaf.
Oh,
Go
go
for
ahead.
it.
You finish. No, you finish.
No, one of those documentaries, I forgot the name, but was about the first deaf actress. I think she was big in the 90s, early 2000s. She was the first deaf actress to be nominated for an Oscar before
Oh,
Tony Kushner won. But it's supposed to be really good. But the producer was telling us that that documentary got financed through PBS, and a lot of the documentaries. I think that's going to hurt the most. Regarding CBS, I think, well, some people claim it's political or not. I think they're also get ready to be sold to Sky. To is it? No, it's
Skydance.
not Sky. Skydance, yeah, that
Yeah,
produces MI. So I think. I mean, to be fair, you're more the producer type. I don't know what the ratings were of that. I mean, but he was. I think I read somewhere that he was being paid $50 million, just him alone. So I don't know. Again, I think it's a problem with massive budgets and companies merging all of the sudden.
Yeah. Well, just to go back to PBS, I think it's also just to do with what kids were watching because that was free access. Like, I grew up with shows like Arthur. I grew up with Sesame Street. I grew up with like Cyber Chase and all of them. And just to see America basically cut their funding so that kids don't really have the option to view that stuff is really heartbreaking. Like, I know they have iPads and they can view it through streaming and other means, but just the fact that they were willing to take it away as an ease for anybody who can't afford that stuff is really just tragic because I didn't have like really you could pay for cable. I had to go through the local stations and that's all I could really watch for a period of time. So yeah, that one really
I
sucks.
think that is tragic, but I also think that also express how consumerism has changed. I mean, I think it's funny that all the studios are focused on streaming, right? But arguably the biggest streamer is YouTube, and
And
YouTube is
Gary,
free. And like, I mean, I don't know. I do remember watching Arthur as a kid, but I just don't know if kids would be interested in a show like that. I mean, even to Prime TV, like something like Recess, which it's dating myself going referencing Recess from Disney Channel, but I don't
yeah,
even know if something like that would be a hit in today's landscape, because I mean, look what happened to the Disney Channel or Disney XD. Those channels are pretty much dead. Nobody watches them, and Disney has also had a really hard time managing and getting people to come to Disney Plus for those services. Either Disney Plus thrives on original content, or it has become a parenting, not parenting, but to keep children behave while they watch Moana for the thousandth time, if you know what I mean.
yeah. No, and they really do show where their landscape is going and more short form content or more, like you said, the classics like Moana and Frozen, they'll just keep watching over something new to produce things. It just, maybe it's the old man talking to me because I mean, I grew up with that and I hope one day my kids would have a childhood like that. But just to see it kind of slowly fade away is really sad to see, but it is expected to go through a change similar to that style.
Well, I think I hope that the resources that we're given through PBS are given in a different manner, whether it's a different name. I think at the end of the day, PBS was great on allowing filmmakers to express themselves and create stuff. I think the issue is as studios are collapsing, well, not collapsing, but merging, not giving money to uh, new original ideas. Even though if you look at the box office, well, not box office, but at the two of the best rated movies of the year have been originals, being F1 and Sinners. Although
Hmm.
you can say they are derivative because they are original, but they're not original, if you know what I mean. I
Yeah.
think at the end of the day is resources and funding and thriving. Like I think what Canada does, particularly in BC with Story Hive, is really wonderful in providing young upcoming filmmakers with the opportunity to create movies or shows or episodics or shorts. But I mean, I think it's a manner of creating those platforms. And I think Seed Spark is doing a really interesting idea. There's more ways of self distribution. But again, marketing aspect is the thing that kills it, right?
Which I get. And then
Yeah.
to move on to CBS in that respect, yeah, I do see late night television has been dying a little bit. I myself haven't watched it, but it does make me sad in a sense because I mean, to a lot of people, that was their weekly catch up. That's like SNL getting rid of its weekend updates. And I mean, slowly we're so limited with what else we have for late night and talk shows for that period that most people go to stuff like Hot Wings because it's just more accessible and has a better gimmick than something like having, a guy come and talk to an audience and a guest and do some stunts when really, like you said, YouTube kind of has taken over that landscape with interviews and how people communicate on their podcasts now. So,
Guess we are to blame for him losing with our with our small count. Well,
oh
I
well.
mean, I think it's more about the sale. Because like I think our CBS slash Paramount, it's a very weird studio. Like, what do they have to offer in a potential sale, right? If the studio is in depth, they have no big IPs for except Transformers, maybe.
No, no, they
Uh,
have more. They have SpongeBob. They have Beavis and Butthead. They have um, Tom Cruise, I guess. You work Santa.
but that's Skydance, right? Like
Like,
they produce the the Mission Impossible films. I mean, I guess you could say Top Gun and what is A Quiet Place, but like,
yeah,
are these $1 billion franchises? You know, so I think it's interesting, but I don't know. I also think the TV landscape will change a lot.
I agree. I agree.
I was
Um,
gonna say, talking about TV, did you heard the news about The Last of Us? I know it happened a couple of weeks ago, but Neil Druckmann left.
yeah, I did hear about that. Good riddance. I wish you would leave Naughty Dog, but we will see. Yeah, honestly, the show got its 24 Emmy nominations. I'm pretty mad about that, but this Emmy,
24.
yeah, 24.
How?
I don't
How?
know. It did. It did. Look it up. I could be off by the number, but that's the one I saw for Emmy nominations.
24? Is
Yeah,
Bella
24.
Ramsey nominated?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh
I
my
made a big
god. I
deal
mean,
about that.
I guess Neil Druckmann is nominated too.
Yeah, I guess he is. Nope, sorry, that's 16 Emmy nominations. My
Okay, that
mistake.
seems more reasonable. I mean, I think it's interesting. Like, will it be like what was that movie, the French movie that got nominated for the
Mm,
Oscars?
Amelia
Emilia
Perez.
Perez.
You've already
Will
forgotten it.
this
I
be like?
love
Will this be like the Emilia Perez of the Emmys?
that. Maybe.
Maybe they'll give Pedro Pascal something because it'll be his last shot at winning for Joel or something.
Who knows? Yeah, he's nominated. I just whatever. I mean, the Penguin ended up getting a lot of Emmy nominations too, so I can't really be upset about that.
Watch James Gunn take all the credit for the Penguin.
Oh, 100% you know he's going to for doing nothing. It was just yeah, nothing, really nothing
He's
to
the
do with
head of the studio, I guess. Uh, Talking about TV, Harry Potter started shooting, and we got some pictures. I don't know. You want to give
it.
your thoughts on that?
Man, I
Uh,
just look, I keep saying this and I keep not wanting to talk about it, but it's so hard to avoid considering the property. I love the books. I love the movies, except,
Fantastic.
except not the Fantastic Beasts ones. To me, that series ended with Deathly Hallows Part 2. I always said to myself, if they ever want to do another one, it should be at least a cursed child, but rewritten a little bit to fix some of the plot holes and make it more mainstream and connect more to the movies. Um, Hogwarts Legacy, I think, is a fantastic game. I think the
Really
development.
good.
Oh yeah, really good.
Cannot
I
wait for
think
the sequel. Cannot wait for the sequel, genuinely.
yeah, and I want to say to all the people that worked on it, you did fantastic. You brought that world to life. It was so good. Like shout out to a lot of people in Vancouver for working on it, but it
And
really got ignored because of the climate at the time, and it really bugs me because it's a legit passion game. But whatever. With that being
and
said, oh, go ahead.
it mixed the books and the movies perfectly in
Yeah,
how they made Hogwarts, because Hogwarts is not the movie version nor the book version. It's like a weird hybrid of the two.
and
So
I,
it
I
was
love
really good.
and we
Uh,
love that. It was great. But with that being said, this show just feels like they're redoing the same thing they did with the movies, stretching it out to TV length, which maybe will last a while. I don't know. Because to me, whereas all the other, like that boom in the late 2000s, early 2010s of book adaptations like Divergent and Mortal Instruments, City of Ember, Aragon, whatever, they all failed.
Oh my god.
Harry Potter
Arrogant.
succeeded. It was like hit the ground running, 10 years, got all the books adapted. It's a definitive adaptation. Like there's no need to go further than that. And yeah, it made changes to the books. So what? It's going to keep doing that. Now, this adaptation is probably going to claim that, oh, this is a more faithful adaptation. Well, I don't
Is
care.
it
Is it? We
though?
don't need.
Is
We
it?
don't,
I mean, with that Severus Snape casting race aside, it changes the dynamics between James and Sirius when they're
yeah,
kids.
and
So
and not
just
only
on that
that.
fact alone, it's not
Well,
as faithful.
the casting in general is so weird. Why get an American actor like John Lithgow to play Dumbledore? It was said in the original movies it was meant to celebrate British, Scottish, like UK talent in those movies. That's why they
Those
never
islands,
cast.
yeah.
Yeah, those islands. That's why they didn't cast anything until Fantastic Beasts because it was set in the Americans. Now you have this that throws it all out the window and basically, oh, it's a cash grab to cast whoever we want. And I just know that regardless of what it's going to look, I will have something to compare it to. It's not like a series of unfortunate events where that got its TV adaptation. Sure, I nitpicked or compared it to the first couple episodes because they had a movie, but eventually it branched off from that and it was its own thing because it started adapting more and I had to compare it to the book and it was holding its own very well. So no,
To
I
be
don't
fair,
recommend. Mhm.
in that comparison, the movie is really good. It's wonderfully shot by
Oh yeah,
Lubezki. And Jim Carrey is a better Count Olaf, in my opinion.
but Patrick Warburton's a better Lemony Snicket, which ironically had Jude Law in it, who also appeared in Fantastic Beasts as Dumbledore. I just don't like Jude Law, period. So maybe that's the reason.
He's also a Jedi, apparently.
The worst Jedi, honestly.
I have
Skeleton
not seen
Creek.
that show, but I know he's a Jedi or
Yeah,
something along those lines.
it's forgettable. Honestly, it's just like all Star Wars now. It's just content for Disney Plus that doesn't stand on its own because of the name brand. It's really sad, but
Oh, I know we're talking about Harry Potter, but poor Ryan Johnson. He just admitted that his long awaited trilogy is not happening.
oh, you mean like all the other Star Wars films that were announced and never came to be? Wow, what a shocker, Kathleen Kennedy and Disney. It's like you were trying to appease the shareholders with trying to make the brand still, as lucrative as possible. Man, until I start seeing movies on the big screen, I will never believe anything that you say going forward.
Well, thankfully, that's a good track case for the upcoming reboot of Indiana Jones. So, good track, Kathleen Kennedy. Yeah, just say you're going to do it because it probably means the opposite.
Yeah, and they're a mess. But I mean, leading into the messes this week, we've had two movies that IPs were trying to resurrect that honestly didn't need to
Wait,
come back.
I was just gonna say regarding the Harry Potter, I agree 100% with you. I think it's gonna be really rough for the kids because comparison is never good. I mean,
No,
even for the directors, right? I think even Chris Columbus failed at trying to capture that same magic with Percy Jackson because they got him to direct that first Percy Jackson on the hope that he would do the same thing. But
but it was,
clearly, it's different.
yeah, and Percy Jackson works better as a TV show because it's allowed to flesh out more. But Harry Potter was a children's book that had the right amount of page and had the ability to be world building and had the time, had everything set up in its favor. Percy Jackson,
The book would have worked if they had taken Rick Riordan to be part of the team in the
that
first
too.
adaptation. I think they were so focused on Chris Columbus can do it because he's done it. I just hope that in this adaptation of Harry Potter, I mean, heck, they're already doing things different. Just go with it. I mean, I'm going to talk about the Nick Frost picture, but he just looks like the costume designer grabbed uh, old Hagrid's costume and put it on top of this
Oh,
guy, and they made the
100%.
prosthetic the beard. The kid, I mean, he looks like Harry, but he looks different enough. Like his
Yeah.
hairstyle is more curly rather than flat as Daniel Radcliffe's.
The
So
scar does
that's a
look like,
different thing. But Nick
yeah,
Frost just looks like the Timo version of Hagrid. And I'm
agreed.
sorry if that's mean, but he just looks like off. And Robbie Coltrane, who portrayed Hagrid, I mean, I think that character, because it's so attached to Robbie, I don't know, it feels weird. It's like they're trying to bring him back from the dead and kind of wipe his legacy. So it gives a weird feeling, if you know what I mean.
No, I get it. It just, yeah, and they're trying to be a period piece in the 90s, like the original Harry Potter books with its time setting. But I don't know. I kind of liked it was on a floating timeline. Like, yeah, it was technically, the 90s it was set in, but it was also just kind of its own thing. But I mean, really, I have no hope. Like, yeah, even Harry's scar looks different. It looks more like a scar, but the movie,
It
I
looks
will never.
twitchy.
Yeah, it looks
It's
more
like,
memorable. I'm never gonna forget that scar versus this new one
I
that, yeah,
mean,
looks like.
it was like one of the first shots of the movie when they made a close up on Harry as a baby and the camera pushes in and then we see the title, which, I mean, that title, like, font is the font of Harry Potter. That's how they advertise the Wizarding World as a theme park, as a place. So I'm like, why change that design if that's your brand? But I have no clue what they're doing with that
You
franchise.
you know they're also gonna use the John Williams theme. You think Superman was bad for using like the themes of it? This one's gonna take the full thing and just be like, remember Harry Potter? I'm like, yeah, I will just reload those movies. And dude, honestly, when that thing comes out, I'm not even gonna bother watching it. I'm gonna
I
find
mean, we'll
Philosopher's
probably
Stone.
have to.
Uh, we'll see if we last this long. I don't think so, man. I just no.
Well, here's the thing. Yeah, I think that John Williams is it's poor composer. I feel a lot of sympathy because it's like you have to imitate John Williams, but preserving John Williams. So like, it's like might as well just use the old cues and just call it a day.
Yeah, I agree with that. But on that note,
But
yeah, that's our TV talk for this week. Definitely more focused with that because, yeah, no, don't watch Harry Potter, folks. Just go watch the movies. You'll feel better
or
about
read the
yourself.
books.
Yeah, read the books. No one wants to support J.K. Rowling, but don't let that take it away from the stories you grew up with. Honestly, they're still fantastic books. They're still got people into reading for the decade of the 2000s. So
Get them at the public library if you don't want to support her, or in
it's
a used bookstore.
agreed. Agreed. Now, with that being said, we are going to lead into a book and a comic book with old IPs that maybe Sony and Paramount should have left buried. I think, what should we start
Talking
with
about
first?
Paramount. I
Yeah,
mean,
Aaron,
I I did not watch the Smurfs because I thought it looked like a very bad movie. And unfortunately, here in Mexico, I could not find it in English, so I chose not to watch it because watching it dubbed was too much asking for me, if that makes sense. So, what are
but
your thoughts of
Andres
Smurfs?
not being able to watch it in English means you're going to miss out on Rihanna is Smurfette. Because
Yes,
didn't
of
you know
course.
that Rihanna was Smurfette? I
Yes,
mean,
I know.
it was shocking
And
to
it's
me.
supposed to be a masterpiece, right? The film,
Oh,
like
yeah,
it's supposed to take all the awards and glory.
but
Who the Odyssey? What? It's the Smurfs here. That is a
oh,
masterpiece.
but before we get into that, man, it's crazy that the Odyssey had the balls to release its tickets a year before it came out. It's already grossed like $1.5 million. Like that is
Watch it
bullet.
get delayed and all the mess that it's going to occur.
I'm
Like it,
excited for that movie for what it's worth. But yeah, it
I
probably
mean,
won't get delayed.
the thing is, it's such a. I guess it's like a concert type of thing, but I don't know. It's also something that I guess speaks to the studios and to the theaters. If people are buying tickets in advance, like buy more, make more IMAXs. That should be the conclusion of this thing. Like you have a year to build more IMAXs.
It's
Like
honest. Mhm.
all those IMAXs are only in big cities like New York, LA, Vancouver, Toronto. So Buy make one in Arkansas, in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. Well, it is, just to say this, a testament that to me, Christopher Nolan is the Steven Spielberg of this generation. Like, people are going to
Not
movies that
quite.
he's directed. I mean, even Oppenheimer, like, people went to see Oppenheimer because of his name. So
I
that
know,
seems pretty
but
fantastic.
he's not like Steven Spielberg.
No, he's
He has
not.
not done Jurassic Park or an Indiana Jones. He has a very distinct style. And yes, this movie has grossed a lot and it has a lot of hype. But I also have a feeling it's going to be a very hard film to watch because of what he's adapting.
I mean, it's a biblical movie too. It's like Homer's Odyssey. Like, that's literally one of the biggest stories ever put to screen. So
It's
I
Greek mythology. Yeah.
Oh, Greek mythology. Why did I say the Bible? Greek mythology. It's a big Greek myth.
Yes, but what I'm saying is sometimes those films tend to be more Shakespearean, more slow pace, more like Hamlet, if you know what I mean. So it could also be not as action driven or as exciting as his former movies.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm looking forward to it. It's got a big cast. I love the Odyssey story. The fact that he's taking on something like this. I mean, filmed entirely in IMAX. Like, I think it's supposed to be the first.
Newcomers,
Yeah, new cameras. Like, this thing's going to be on a whole other level that I cannot wait to see. And maybe it'll give Tom Holland a little bit more credibility. Like, I'd love to see him do something that isn't related to Spider-Man. Like,
Spider
go
Man,
back to his Impossible days and not
and
trying to be like that Apple TV or whatever franchise starter he was promised,
the
or Sony.
second one, the second movie shot with those cameras will be Doom Part 3.
Yeah.
And I think it'll mark the first time that Villeneuve, Canadian director, by the way, is shooting on film.
Yes. That does bug me that the movie is called Dune Part 3. They should have just called it Dune Messiah, but I mean, I'm not a marketer, so I don't know why, but hey, it's a whole different other book.
It's part three.
It's Dune
It makes
Messiah.
more sense.
From a
Yeah,
marketing
but
standpoint, yeah.
it makes more sense from a film standpoint, if you know what I
Yeah,
mean.
I guess so. But back to film. Sorry, we got derailed talking about that.
It's okay. I mean, that's a fun thing about this podcast, especially when we don't have to talk about stuff. We can actually nerd out about these s- topics.
Definitely. And I mean, it probably just goes without saying I didn't want to talk about Smurfs all that much because, man, that was such a dog shit movie. I hate
Is it
it
in your worst movies of the year? Okay.
already.
Wait. What's worse, Snow White or Smurfs? Boom.
Oof. Neither were
Sorry.
great to watch, but I'd edge out, honestly. I give more credit to Snow White because at least I'll say this: it
The
was
songs were nice.
they were nice, yeah. Like, Waiting on a Wish was nice, and I mean, it wasn't a total waste of time. I like that mine scene, but this one was just every worst thing you can say about like 2020's at kids animation films just sold to you. Like, and the
Oh my
fact
god.
is, like, we joked earlier about Rihanna being Smurfette. She's not really the main character. James Corden is. The marketing lied. Like, it was more or less his Smurf who doesn't have a name goes on a quest to try and save Papa Smurf from this Temu version of fucking Gargamel called Ramzel or whatever his name is. I don't care, and just so
Oh, I was
obnoxious,
just,
and
I
it
was gonna
tries to.
say such a mean joke,
Oh, like,
but
just
does James Corden plays with a cat, also known as a pussy?
oh, you're funny. God, yeah, they team up, but just man, I don't like seeing the Smurfs done. Like, it's crazy how they didn't learn any lesson from those other movies that came out. Like, say what you will about that Neil Patrick Harris one from a decade ago. It was kind of fun to see Hank Azaria ham it up, but nah, just
Yeah.
terrible. I will say, like, the creativity is such a mess. It tries different styles and throws it at you that you have to tip your hat to the people that were producing this because, man, they either wanted to experiment because they thought they were making something great, or they were just make the biggest Rihanna music video possible because there's music in this, and boy, does she sing! And the songs are definitely going to appease her fan base. But no,
I
I
heard
got
Trolls is better.
dude, I hate Trolls. This is basically just Trolls, but with Smurfs, and it's not good. It's just the Spider Verse art style that I hope
Oh boy.
secretly this movie kind of kills because I'm actually getting really tired of seeing it in like Sony movies. And just recently K-pop came out like a few weeks ago, and a lot of people are really liking that. They think it's fun. I didn't like it. I just think it's not my style, and it's a little obnoxious and in your face, and I don't really care for K-pop or Demon Hunters or just what they were doing in that movie. And I know the soundtrack's being played on repeat, but honestly, I'm just waiting for their next one, Fixed, to come out because that was looking pretty fun, all things considered.
Yeah. And I guess the other movie is I Know What You Did Last Summer, which it's a legacy sequel in the style of
Scream.
Scream, and I guess Halloween to an extent.
Yeah,
Uh, like the 2017 Halloween, I think, that
2018,
ended up being,
2018.
yeah. Well, but the last two were so bad. I have no nostalgia for this film, and I had a good time. I thought it was 20 minutes too late and very predictable. And I guess it had to come out in the summer because I Know What You Did Last Summer is the title. So summer, I guess it had to be on the summer. But like Megan, I think these movies should have released earlier on the year.
Or even in
Uh,
the fall, really, I think would have helped
or
it.
during the Halloween season as well. Maybe they'll release a R-rated version. Like, was this R-rated in Canada,
Yeah,
or was
yeah,
it
it was
PG-13?
18A, 18A. It was.
That's so weird because I thought the gruesome or the horror, the blood was pretty average. Like I've seen PG-13 stuff produced by Blumhouse had that
Yeah.
same level of gore. Just thought it was fine, nothing too offensive. I guess if you have nostalgia, it might be more offensive because of something that happens.
Oh, 100%. Yes. Like I can't say like I'm the biggest fan of it, but I have seen them. Like especially the first one is such a big part of that 90s craze when Scream and I don't know, all those slasher movies were coming back and trying to be meta. And if you like that, you're going to hate this movie because man, it just tries to do that in a modern day setting with Gen Z 2020 slang and does something in the movie I never thought they would do in a million years and basically glorifies the sequel that came out a year later to think it was like the top, which no, that movie was terrible. The fact they tried to reference it was pretty bad. The new cast is weak. It's very much a movie that's just so indulgent with itself and just proves that Sony just likes to copy still to this day other studios because oh we're doing a legacy sequel but not understanding why they want to see it because they had a success with Spider-Man, and I mean, they did it already with Karate Kid Legends, and they're going to keep doing it because that's just the
That
Sony way. But they
the
just
Karate
saw,
Kid stuff, they should keep it with the Cobra Kai creators, and they would be fine. But they did not.
no, and I read somewhere Mike Flanagan was going to do a script of this, and I would have loved to see that, but either he didn't want to do it because the studio disagreed, or there just
Well,
wasn't a
he's
story.
Netflix.
Oh yeah, his Netflix. But I mean, he was going to write the screenplay for this, so
I think with this one, it's like how is Screen Gems, the studio behind this, alive? Like, did they made all their money with those PTA, not Paul Thomas Anderson, the other PTA, and Mila Djokovic Resident Evil films? Like, was
maybe.
that the thing that made them stay alive and relevant?
Who
Because
knows?
like their films are so bizarre. Like I don't think this is the worst film I've seen. It's just very bizarre. It makes me wonder what franchise are they going to try and bring back from the dead. Like I sort of feel Nightmare on Elm Street next or Friday the 13th. Like I don't know, it sort of feels like they're desperately trying to bring this back, these franchises from the 90s.
Yeah, because they did a Prime show a few years ago that was a reboot, and that failed after one season. But Honestly, some things are just left buried. Really, this is a 90s property that needs to stay a 90s property. I don't think it needs to come back ever again. And I really hope this is the final nail in the coffin of, knowing what you did last summer, because I really don't care anymore. And really, this was a waste of time. And for the slashing and the kills, they were pretty tame for something that was supposed to be
Well,
R.
that's what I'm saying. It's supposed to be R-rated, but it was kind of lame.
Yeah, one of the characters
And,
gets shot in
and
the back, and you don't really see anything. So
like I'm sure to God, the slasher Happy Death Day from Blumhouse PG-13 have more gore and more creative kills than this one.
yeah, this one was so bare minimum that I don't know. Just don't go to the theaters this week for what it's worth. If you do, go watch Superman or even Jurassic World again, because
F1.
or F1. Yeah, go see F1 if you can find an IMAX for it, because those are way more worth watching than what came out this week. Or just wait for Fantastic Four. That's my advice.
So as we begin to wrap the episode, I wanted to ask you if you read the James Gunn uh, quote about superhero fatigue, where he said, "Nobody cares about superhero crossovers. I don't believe in superhero fatigue. I think there's a mediocre movie fatigue." So, what are your thoughts on that thing? And like, do you agree with him? Although it's hard to disagree with him because I think people care when it's nostalgic and well-established characters, as proved by uh, Deadpool and Wolverine. So I don't know. What are your thoughts?
Well, I didn't think Deadpool and Wolverine was mediocrity. I thought it was pretty good, but I get where
No,
he's coming from.
I meant the sense that people care about crossovers when the characters are well established.
That I do agree with. That I think they do need to be established, and I do agree that there is no superhero fatigue. It is mediocrity because yeah, we have been getting mediocre products for the last couple of years now, and people are tired of it. They want to enjoy their comics. They don't want these new characters you're just introducing to team up. They don't want all of a sudden just this random person is now going to be the main character when you have an established lore. That seems to be actually what the Mortal Kombat 2 trailer is trying to tell us, and course correct is having retell the first movie but just with a more established game character, Johnny Cage, and that'll get people in the fan base more excited. I'm actually really excited for that movie because with that trailer, wow.
Fatality.
Oh yeah. Between that and Tron, it's going to be a good fall
October.
season.
Yeah.
Yeah, October. Even if we have to deal with Jared Leto again, which that's the price we pay for having Nine Inch Nails and Jeff Bridges come back for a Tron movie.
Well, he's the meta guy, right? He's like, I give dead rats to my co stars.
Yeah, and he's apparently a total creep. Yeah, but
Uh,
this was fun this evening, afternoon,
well, wait,
wherever.
wait, wait. Before, next week is supposed to be the MCU's biggest film and event before Endgame. Well, not Endgame, but the next Avengers film. What are your thoughts, or what are you expecting from Fantastic Four?
I really hope it's good. I don't expect it to be the best Marvel movie, like I said earlier, or the one that's the best since Endgame that's going to change. No, I think we're going to get the best Fantastic Four, even though it's not necessarily the most faithful adapted. It's Fantastic Four. I don't think we'll ever get a chance to have that ever again because just with how many adaptations they've done, and personally, I think this is a brand that's struck out so many times that they desperately need a win. So we'll just wait and see. If at most it's going to be fun and there will be stuff to talk about, especially since this is the movie that's going to lead into the big crossover Avengers. So we'll see. That's all you can do.
Yeah, I think for me, I just hope the movie sets up the Avengers because I want to be excited for that movie. And this is the last shot. Thunderbolts did it to a degree, but this is a movie where they are introducing all the galactic multiverse chaos thing, like Doctor Doom. Maybe what would be the best way to tease it and to have people making theory videos for 2 years is to make Robert Downey Jr. have a small cameo in the post
Yeah,
credit. But
that'd be
we'll
cool.
see, and we'll be here to talk about it. So yeah, I mean, sort of feel we talked about a lot, but last question for you: are
Yes.
you playing Donkey Kong Bonanza?
Oh, I still have to
Banana.
get it, man. Oh man, I'm
Oh,
so excited when that comes though. Oh boy.
it's good so far. I mean, I haven't played a lot, but it's good. Definitely recommend it to you if you have a Switch too.
Oh
I mean,
really?
there's not much you can play on the Switch 2 at the moment.
I'd say also Shadow Labyrinth, if you can get your hands on that, looks pretty fun too.
The Pac-Man game.
Yeah, no, that one looks pretty fun.
Yeah. So, do you want to sign us off, my friend?
You got it. He's Andres Ramirez. You can follow him at 2096 on Instagram. I'm the Zach Houston on Instagram. Below the line 2025 is our Instagram handle. If you give us a like and subscribe on YouTube, follow us on Spotify. Yeah, we're doing this every week. We might have some surprises for you, but we would like to keep doing this for as long as we can. So, hope you have yourself a great rest of your day wherever you are. And we'll see you
And
next
week.
time. And a
And
week,
week.
true.
Bye bye. Until next
Bye.
time when we talk Fantastic Four and Pedro Pascal madness. Have fun. Have a great week. Bye bye, Zach.
Bye.